there, my very good friends. On today's wrestling news, a top WWE PLE match is off.
A WWE ID affiliation is pulled after a brutal assault.
A major AEW return could be in the works.
And an AEW wrestler is stuck in the UK.
I'm Andy Murray.
I'm Michael Hamflett.
And this is the news. Okay, we're going to kick this one off by talking about a match being pulled from Clash in Paris. Clash in Paris is this weekend. Wrestling comes thick, hard and fast in the year of our COD, I like fish, 2025. COD doesn't rhyme with Lord. Yeah. What are we even doing here? But yeah, a match is off from Clash in Paris, and it looks like it's going to take place on a different show. So that match in question would have involved the Women's World Championship that has been vacated by Naomi. She was originally, you're not going to believe this, folks, but the match involving the pregnant lady is off. Yeah. But there is a bit more to it, because obviously she was going to defend against Stephanie Vacquet, French legend.
That's right, yeah. Returning home after all this time.
Vacquet. They were gonna face off. Stephanie Vacquer won the Evolution Battle Royal to earn her championship opportunity.
That's correct.
On Raw, but that was kind of still in place because the stipulation was she would get it at Clash in Paris.
Yeah.
On Raw, Adam Pearce was like, we're not going to have that match at Clash in Paris. You're not going to fight for the belt. Obviously, Naomi's going to be out for ages because her and Jimmy Uso were starting a family. That's awesome. But the previously announced title match is not on Clash in Paris, which makes you think, where the heck is it going to be? Now, we do know that the next week on the 1st of September, where is this year going? There will be, they're going to reveal who Stephanie Vacquet is. Nikki Bella has just poisoned me here.
It's all right.
Who Stephanie Vacquer is going to face. And we'll find out when that match will actually be. It'd be funny if after all this they actually put it on Clash. Oh, they can't do that. It's after the show. My brain doesn't work. I've watched so many silly things about this the Knox Pro story here.
Yeah.
This
They're in
weekend,
Lyon next Monday, aren't they? So they're still kicking around in France. So not that it's going to be a one-off or anything, but if they were going to do a title match, they could still pay it off to a French crowd, maybe Stephanie Vacquer, but it feels like they just kicked it into the long grass.
Who's she going to face?
Don't know. Like, this was the if you haven't seen Raw, the Adam Pearce sort of explanation was barely that, to be honest. It was more just to put him on screen with Stephanie Vacquer to be like, reassuring, you got the shot, you won the shot, but we're not going to tell you what we're going to do yet. Yeah. This obviously was one of several, I don't know, seeming like not necessarily changes, but like things that were supposed to happen around Clash in Paris that are now going to plan. Like Cody Rhodes is off filming the movie, so that Drew McIntyre thing that felt Clash-centric has now also been moved forward. Look, they're not short of cards they need to fill these days. WWE is this bloody AEW. They're always putting shows on against WWE's. There's so much wrestling.
This AEW kind of programming is out of control.
It's disgraceful. Do you know? Like, I was actually in the city of Birmingham, the host of last night's Monday Night Raw, for a few hours yesterday. And because of AEW counter-programming WWE's UK tour with Forbidden Door, I was in like an AEW headspace and I just totally forgot. Come on, All Elite Wrestling, man. Allow us to enjoy all the wrestling. No, Stephanie Vacquer being the number one contender is key, isn't it?
Yeah, there's people out there who will not understand the joke.
Just doing a bit. We've flipped what's actually going on there. Just so
you know.
That's a bit of our typical wry British humour.
Yes.
No, Stephanie Vacquer is the number one contender. Fundamentally, that's what she won. Yep. She will still get the title shot. They might run. Triple H likes his. I could see him doing one of them like triple threat tournament deals that he likes that results in.
I mean, he's got a bigger boner for triple threat tournament things than he does for putting the Iron Cross on his gimmick.
They're both big boners,
doesn't he?
They're both massive boners.
He loves it. But Bones. We're talking about Bone Soldier.
That's right.
Here.
Bones as in dominoes.
Yeah.
Triple H plays
Undertaker.
Yeah.
He's going to face Stephanie Vacquer.
Bonus Street Crew. There'd probably be if I know my Triple H, I reckon tournament winner fight Stephanie champion. That feels like probably where it's going.
Yeah, it's the usual pathway is like there are 3 triple threat matches that result in a triple threat match or whatever. He loves that kind of thing. It's like for a while AEW were obsessed with doing tournaments and they still do quite a few. Not as many as they used to. Triple H that's one of his characteristics. He loves these triple threat tournaments. I'd love to see just a straight up number one contenders match between two people who've won a lot of matches lately. I think that'd be cool. But we'll see how it goes. I wonder if there's a prospect to do maybe like a one-off exhibition kind of thing. I don't know. Why not say Stephanie Vaquer, you will face a former champion in this, and then bring in like a Mickey James or someone. I don't know. I've just pulled that completely out of nowhere. I don't know if Mickey James even gives a damn. I did watch her WrestleMania weekend match. That was that was something.
Oh boy!
But I'm sure she would. Look, she's a great wrestler. She would do a good job.
Yeah.
But yeah, there you go. Stephanie Vaquer is on the way, but not to Paris.
Going back to Stephanie Vaquer and indeed Nikki Bella, they have added Nikki Bella versus Becky Lynch, which wasn't thought to be first for Clash in Paris. It seems like that's gone on for the Intercontinental title instead of maybe being paid off on television or Saturday Night's main event. They got about 1 million of them and they need to fill with matches, haven't they? So, that seems to be there in its place for now. Switching gears to the story you aggregated yesterday, but you will have probably seen everywhere by this point. It's grim stuff. Yeah. Raja Jackson's attack on Psycho Stu for Nox Pro. A quick recount if you haven't seen it. There was some sort of beef in which Psycho Stu backstage can be seen hitting Raja with a can of beer to the head. And over the course of the rest of the day, Raja very publicly stews on this fact. He's even live streamed to the extent about just outright saying, I'm going to get this guy, I'm going to get this guy. And indeed he does. He rushes the ring during the show, this wrestler Psycho Stu. He's mid-match and Raja picks him up, kind of like, it looks almost like a work slam cum spinebuster, but he's very clearly actually just physically lifting him to the ground and then goes to town wailing on him with shoot punches. Psycho Stu is
20 of them as well.
It's
after he's already been KO'd.
Yeah. It's a sort of
it's assault.
Watching the footage, it kind of comes with its own content warning if that doesn't sound like your speed, because you are watching an assault play out in front of your very eyes. Nox Pro, the place where the company took place, was up until yesterday a WWE ID school. Again, for those that aren't aware, like obviously several of the wrestlers that are coming through the WWE ID system are through affiliated wrestling companies /school /brand / whatever. Nox Pro was one and it isn't anymore, per Brian Alvarez. He tweeted yesterday through, his subscribers on X, he said, I'm told Nox Pro has pulled their WWE, has had their WWE ID affiliation pulled. Obviously, we can put, get two and two together and make 4 there as to this being the exact reason
They've
why.
deleted all this stuff from their logos and their socials and stuff as well.
It's the footage continues to play out where Psycho Stu, the match he was involved in, one of the wrestlers goes in and pins him. Like, things are broken up and calmed down somewhat, but it's still pretty ugly that they even allow any of it to play out the way it does with so little effort to stop or protect or whatever. It's not nice.
It's rough. It's really grim stuff. Going through wrestling history, you hear stories of things like mass transit, and some of us are old enough to live through this stuff. Mike Levy, things like that. But when it happens in big 2025, right in front of you, and because this era, everything is filmed these days, it's going to make it wild. It's wild to experience these days. So, focusing on the victim of this, Psycho Stu, there is a GoFundMe set up to help him in his recovery. He was hospitalized because of this event. We will share the link to that in the description down below. Raised a huge amount of money so far, which is great. The wrestling community is really good at rallying around things like this.
Yes.
And supporting people. And Chris Jericho donated $2,500. There's some other notable names you'll see in there as well. Jericho's always really good at contributing to these things. Always is. It's sadder as well because I was reading more about Psycho Stu. He's a veteran who took up wrestling as a way of kind of living with his PTSD and coping with it and stuff. And for something like this to happen is really brutal. And you can imagine the things that this might then trigger within him. So best wishes to Stu in his recovery. I'm not surprised that the WWE affiliation got pulled at all. It's just an association thing, isn't it? This happened on one of these shows. Whatever level of blame there is on the promotion side is probably negligible compared to, the aggressor in this situation. But it happened on their show, so of course they're going to pull that thing. Best wishes to Stu in his recovery. It's ugly and it's horrible to experience.
It's worth adding, the GoFundMe. By all means, go and donate if you feel like you can. Andrew Smith, Stu's brother, did report that he's conscious and does have some reflection about the attack, but that's about the extent of it up to this point. And it's worth noting as well, TMZ reported that the incident is being looked at by the LAPD.
Yes. So, I mean, it's on camera, isn't it? Yeah, so it's right there. It's right there. Right, let's talk now about something much sillier because it's wrestling stuff. Jack Perry. He might be back. He might be coming back. We got a bit of a tease here. A video uploaded to the Being the Elite channel. Remember Being the Elite?
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a short video. It's the Young Bucks. They're in their gowns. They're eating a bunch of Papa John's. So their pizza taste is clearly whack. They're the empty boxes. There's detritus and things sitting about. Mm-hmm. They're watching the cage match from Forbidden Door, which they lost on the television. One of them gets a phone call. They look at the screen, it says Jack Perry, and they reject the call. Ooh, scapegoated from the Young Bucks too.
Yeah.
That he's gonna have 2 buses, guys. 2 buses. He's gonna wear them like shoes. But yeah, so Jack hasn't been in AEW since he lost the TNT title to Daniel Garcia last November.
Yeah.
That's ages. That's 10 months pretty much. He did wrestle on the Wrestle Dynasty show at the Tokyo Dome, which was an AEW New Japan co-promotion where he lost to Yota Tsuji. But he's not been seen since then. I've seen a bunch of videos of him like doing ironworking and like building stuff, which is really cool. I've seen him on socials doing that. I think that's awesome. It's like a really badass hobby.
What he's into, kind of.
Yeah. I like making stuff. Yeah. I wish I could make stuff like that. I remember the video of him redoing the TNT title. I was like, hey, this is really cool. As far as his return goes, if the Young Bucks are they're teasing the return here because they love their friends. Yeah. Of course they are. But like in kayfabe, it seems like maybe a bit of separation. Yeah. I think that would be good because like the Jack Perry heel stuff, for me, did not work.
They played on this, didn't they, when the Young Bucks were back working in New Japan rather than in AEW. There was a bit of it was dissension / miscommunication when Jack Perry lost that New Japan match. It was as if that like him and the Bucks weren't on great terms, and he stormed out, and as of right now, at least stormed out of wrestling completely. Yeah. So that might be something that, like, for anybody that is across all of it, like, kind of is a link to that. But this definitely folds it back into AEW. They could have easily dropped that detail as pertains to AEW. Yeah. The Young Bucks and Okada are still on fine terms, but they'd again driven more of a wedge in New Japan and then on TV. It's just that Okada's gone with Don Callis more, and the Young Bucks are straight towards Jon Moxley. So that version of the Elite from last year has seemingly been done with now. The Young Bucks have obviously gone down this really fun new trip. They're no longer the EVPs. Being the Elite coming back, so they can just call it the BTE trigger again. Yes. That was like part of all that. So they're obviously, they've got all this in mind. You sense they've got all this planned, and the Jack Perry stuff, I don't know. You always sense that AEW would at least give it one more go. Yeah. But it does sort of feel now like the stakes have kind of never been higher for a Jack Perry run to work. We've seen him as a heavily pushed babyface. We've seen him as a heavily pushed heel. Obviously, of course, the CM Punk story was going to hang heavy in the titty of the heel turn, but it did at least allow this massive character change and the guy to become a talking point for a bit, and it still didn't really take when he was kind of at that highest level. Yeah. So, like, it's wrestling. You never say never, and lots of people get lots of different opportunities, but it does make you wonder what they've got now. Yeah. And, like, what they'll try with him.
Yeah, for sure, because it would be difficult to do, like, the fresh-faced, young baby face, because he's a little bit older. He's not old by any stretch, but he's a little bit older. And
the kind of character's lived 10 lives in the last few years, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And he's done the scapegoat stuff now, which had its moments. I think the re-debut with the smug look on his face was great, and there were individual moments there as well. But for me, the best Jack Perry was when he was working opposite Christian Cage, and they had that awesome match where they did like one wrestling move between them. Yeah. It was sick. It was great. Christian's an absolute genius. There's plenty of options. I've got a pitch for you. They probably don't want to pair up him and Killswitch again because Killswitch, he's no longer Luchasaurus. He's doing all the stuff with Christian and Kip Sabian and Cope, which I'm really, like, after Forbidden Door, I'm pretty enthusiastic about, actually. I thought it was good stuff. So he's out of the picture. Killswitch is doing other things. But there is another dinosaur if you want to reunite a boy and his dinosaur, and that man is Chris Jericho. Let's ruin Jack Perry forever. Pair him with Chris Jericho on his way out of the company.
Oh my God, yeah, Jack Perry is the one that chases Chris Jericho out of AEW. He loses the AEW match.
A boy and his new dinosaur. Imagine, do you remember when Jericho did the Ayo at Wembley? What if he did the Balmora, the what's it called? Baltimora?
Baltimora.
Yeah, Balmora is a totally different band.
He'd do it like too high. He'd do that Jericho thing with that. That wouldn't he?
That'd be so good.
I can't wait for him to come back.
How to Ruin Everything by Andy H. Murray. It's what I'm good at, man.
Jericho's coming back, isn't he?
Yeah. Now he's going to the Fed.
Yeah, I know.
He's going to be in the Royal Rumble.
Why does he have to come home? Don't want him to.
He's like I don't know, what's the song about coming home?
Coming Home by the Scorpions.
There you go.
There you go.
Like the Scorpions, he's coming home.
An AEW wrestler that I would love to come to the Fed, but instead can't even get back to America, bless it, is Queen Aminata.
Yeah, this sucks.
This is rubbish. Yes, Queen Aminata obviously in the UK for Dynamite and Forbidden Door this week, and might have to stay here a little bit longer. My thoughts and prayers to you, Queen Aminata. Genuinely, this is terrible news. So it's from herself via an Instagram story. I was supposed to fly home today, but unfortunately on Saturday, my backpack got stolen with everything. Debit card, credit card, driver's license, US passport, glasses, medication, charger, everything is gone. I'm stuck here until Thursday, at least, possibly a little bit longer. And yeah, I guess the UK loves the Queen so much, you guys didn't want me to go home early. I'm laughing about it now, but honestly, I just want to be home. It's all right. Everything happens for a reason. Thank you guys for showing love and support. Yeah, Queen Aminata, obviously part of the show on Forbidden Door. Yeah. She was involved in the pre-show match. The 8 woman that does feel like it's maybe teasing that first Women's Blood and Guts is having this like brilliant, never-ending fight with Tekla. It's Pete Griffin and the Chicken. They just despise each other, and it
was a good angle.
Yeah, like the fight carried on from the match to the point where we were led to believe it had just been taking place for the entire duration of Forbidden Door. Bursts out into the crowd, which ultimately triggers the return of Jamie Hayter. Yeah, they've really hit upon something there in Tekla. Really hit upon something. And Aminata's great, and it's nice to see her finally getting the opportunity. And thus, all the more terrible that this awful thing has happened. Don't take people's things. If you're out there in the UK and you want to try and get away with this, go and anonymously leave her bag somewhere and get her stuff back so she can actually go home. Terrible, terrible things, but... I shout out to Queen Aminata. I hope you make it back to America, the other country, soon enough, because you've been here for a week now, and believe me, mate, that's long enough.
Yeah, you've done your time in the UK.
You've done your shift.
Escape this island while you can. So like the backpacks and stuff, right? Some things are like you can replace a passport, you can replace a credit card. Yeah. If someone's been spending money on it, you can usually get that back pretty easily. It's like the inconvenience of being away from friends and family. It's things like medication and stuff like that. You need that, obviously.
Phones, man. How much stuff's on like phones?
Exactly.
So stressful.
If you're not like cloud synced, then there's photos and whatever. So yeah, it sucks. Don't steal people's things is good advice in general in life. I did enjoy the angle at Forbidden Door. I thought it was well played. I really enjoyed Bryan Danielson actually on commentary going, "Oh, they've been fighting this whole time." Yeah. Calling back to the Luke Harper never-ending Intercontinental title match, which is a fun little thing. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink kind of vibes. And the Jamie Hayter return was well played too. Jamie Hayter just returns on London shows.
That's the crack.
Kind of like one of my favourite tropes. I could do without the injuries, admittedly. I'm sure she could as well. But Queen Aminata rules. I think she's one of the more promising wrestlers in the company. Yeah. Really hard-hitting, impactful wrestler. Looks like she's knocking the crap out of people, which is something I personally enjoy. Yeah. I like it when it looks stiff and snug and violent and brutal, and she's really good at that. I think she is a pushed wrestler in waiting. I think her time will come in AEW eventually. There is a bit of a mobility issue, I think, in the AEW Women's Division to where, like, Tony and Mercedes are so deeply entrenched, I have no idea who beats them. Yeah. It's a bit of a, oh my goodness, who are they going to build?
It's a nice problem having some respects, isn't it?
Very nice.
Strong champions make strong challenges and all that. Yeah,
and there's loads of people. There is Statlander, Willow Nightingale, more established names like that. But then also, there is slightly less established names who are ready to break out, like Queen Aminata. But she can't break out until she leaves this toxic garbage dump island.
Breaks out of the UK. Yeah.
Get out of here. Yeah. Get away from beans on toast. What else is from the UK that's not good?
Painting flags on roundabouts.
Nigel Farage. Escape all of these terrible things and get out of here. I'm sure she'll be home before long. But love Queen Aminata. The UK.
Go and walk over some like bridges and see some rivers. We've got like a few nice things in London to kick around.
We got some good stuff.
Yeah,
All ages records in London. That's a national treasure, of course. London, I like London.
I like London too.
I like London too. Yeah, just stay away from the bad
Hard
stuff.
to get around it. Hard to get around it without your stuff though.
Yeah, it is. Hard to get around it with your stuff.
Yeah,
let's be
also
honest.
true.
You go on the tube. You go on the tube.
We got the tube.
There's like 20,000 people trying to
We got the
squeeze
old
through a
tube
door.
ski.
And then you make the judgment call when you're waiting for the tube. 200 people stream on. There's no room. I'll wait for the next one. 200 people stream on.
You kind of just got to fight the people.
Do you like being a sardine? Keep 'em mean, be a sardine. That's what they say. Thanks for joining us on today's wrestling menu news. I think we've had quite enough tomfoolery for one day. How is it that when Adam Wilborn goes on holiday, it gets sillier?
I think that's it's the nature of this room.
Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
This one here.
This menu is also available.
This is
for you
about
to peruse.
Stuff. It's about ribs that made it to TV.
There you go.
Look at that.
Ribs a la carte.
Ribs a la menu.
Mango
Bye.
cart.
Mango cart. No.